mitigation, and contingency plans. You've written a good risk statement that contains an event, a cause, and a consequence. You've performed a severity assessment and determined the severity of the risk is high. Now what? Do you just cross your fingers and hope the risk doesn't happen?
That was the plan.
Not a great plan.
After identifying the risk, assessing and prioritizing the risk, you need to create mitigation and contingency plans before the possible risk event. What is a mitigation plan? A mitigation plan is your first level of defense. It is proactive. It identifies and addresses the root cause of the risk before it occurs. A mitigation plan outlines strategies to reduce the likelihood of a risk event occurring and minimize its impact if it does occur. Resources such as time and/or money are spent in advance of the risk event. Let's use our example risk statement from the Writing a Good Risk Statement training. The risk statement is the increased risk of IRRs or safety events due to variation in equipment at sites may result in an impact to patient safety and the safety profile of the drug. The mitigation plan would be identifying strategies to reduce the variability of equipment at sites. Now you can rest assured you've identified the risk and you have implemented a mitigation plan to reduce the likelihood of the risk and minimize its impact. And then, despite your best planning, the risk event happens. Now it is an issue. What do you do now?
We mustn't panic! We mustn't panic!
No, you don't panic. Now you implement the contingency plan. The contingency plan is your second level of defense. It is reactive. A contingency plan is typically implemented when a specific risk event occurs, and it outlines a series of actions to be taken to reduce the impact of the event. The plan may also include strategies to communicate with stakeholders or customers to manage expectations. I want to stress that a contingency plan is created before the risk event occurs, but it is only implemented after the risk occurs and becomes an issue. Let's look at the Pixar movie Toy Story for a fun example of identifying a risk, creating a mitigation plan, then after the risk event happens, implementing a contingency plan.
Has everyone picked a moving buddy?
Moving, buddy? You can't be serious.
Well, I didn't know we were supposed to have one already.
We have to hold hands.
Oh, yeah, you guys think this is a big joke. We've only got 1 week left before the move. I don't want any toys left behind. A moving buddy. You don't have one? Get one.
Woody knows the family is moving. He's identified the risk of a toy being left behind. Here is Woody's risk statement. If a toy does not get packed onto the moving van, that's the event. Because they are forgotten or separated from the group, that's the root cause. Then the toy will be left behind, the consequence. Woody mitigates the risk by giving each toy a moving buddy to prevent a toy from being forgotten or separated from the group. A moving buddy will reduce the risk that a toy is left behind. Let's see how his mitigation plan works out.
This is the perfect time to panic. I'm lost. Andy is gone. They're going to move from their house in 2 days, and it's all your fault.
Mike!
Woody and Buzz are lost and don't make it onto the moving van. This is our risk event. Woody and Buzz must now implement a contingency plan. Unfortunately, Woody didn't create a contingency plan in advance, so he and Buzz must improvise.
No! This is the part where we blow up!
Not today.
Hey, Buzz! You're flying!
This isn't flying. This is falling with style.
To infinity
while improvising is entertaining for a movie, of course, you would already have created your contingency plan, which you would implement now. To review, the mitigation and contingency plans are both created before the risk event occurs. The mitigation plan is implemented before the risk event to minimize the likelihood and impact of the event. The contingency plan is implemented if the risk event occurs and minimizes the impact of the event.